If you apologize for things that were never your fault, someone once taught you it was a weakness. It isn't. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you where that reflex was installed, the exact moment your apology stops being yours, and the one small thing that begins to undo it. Stay to the end, because there's a specific reason the people around you may not want you to hear this. And I'll tell you what it is. Let's start with something you already know in your body. The word sorry leaves your mouth before you've decided anything. Someone bumps into you, and you're the one who apologizes. You ask a simple question and open it with, "Sorry to bother you." You send a message, then rewrite it 3 times so it won't sound demanding, and still add a softener at the end. None of that is manners. That is a nervous system that learned a long time ago that taking up space is dangerous. Because that's where it begins, apologizing for taking up space, not for a mistake, but for existing with needs. You learned to make yourself smaller so that no one would have a reason to be disappointed in you, and you called it being considerate. But consideration is a choice. What you have is closer to a reflex, and reflexes are trained. So who trained it? A reflex like this isn't something you were born with. It was installed, usually early, usually by someone you loved. Maybe you were praised for being the easy child, the one who never caused trouble, never needed much, never made a fuss. Maybe when you did have a need, it was met with irritation or coldness or a silence that lasted days. You are a fast learner. You worked out that peace had a price and that the price was always paid by you. You learned to pay it before anyone even asked. And once that's wired in, it shows up everywhere. You know the moment. You say what you actually think, just once, and the temperature in the room drops. Someone goes quiet. Someone looks away, and before anyone else has to sit in that discomfort, you fold. You take it back. You apologize for the honesty itself, just to bring the warmth back into the room. You've taught yourself that your true opinion is a threat to your safety, so you trade it away for a few degrees of borrowed heat. Then it goes further, and this is the part that should quietly make you angry. When someone hurts you, you comfort them. You watch yourself reach across the table to reassure the very person who caused the wound. They upset you, and somehow you end up managing their feelings about having upset you. You have become the one who says sorry for being hurt. Think about how strange that is. The injured party apologizing to the one who did the injuring. Every one of those apologies is a toll, a small payment at the door of a room you were locked out of, for having a feeling, for having a limit, for being inconvenient. And you pay the toll every time, because being let back into the warmth feels safer than standing outside in the cold with your dignity intact. Nobody chooses the cold. So you pay, and the price quietly goes up. From the inside, none of this feels like weakness. It feels noble. It feels like being the mature one, the calm one, the bigger person. That's the disguise, and it's a good one, because keeping the peace and being quietly controlled can look completely identical from the outside. And for a long time, they feel identical from the inside too. That's exactly why it survives. If it felt like a cage, you'd have left it years ago. Instead, it feels like a virtue, so you keep polishing it. But here is what it actually became. Your kindness turned into a handle, something other people could reach for and pull. Over time, the ones around you learned that your guilt could be switched on almost at will. A certain tone, a certain silence, a certain look, and that whatever went wrong, you would find a way to make it yours. Your best quality, your genuine care, became the lever that moved you wherever someone else needed you to go. And the worst part is, you handed them the handle yourself, again and again, and thanked them for taking it. Now here's the reason I told you to stay. The day you begin to put this down, the day the automatic apology doesn't come, some of the people around you will not celebrate it. They'll notice, and a few of them, the ones who benefited most from your reflex, will start to call you difficult, cold, changed, not like you used to be. Understand what that actually is. That reaction is not evidence that you've done something wrong. It's evidence that you've stopped being easy to move. Resistance from the people who relied on your guilt is not a warning sign. It's the receipt. It tells you the handle has come off in their hand. And when you look back at a marriage, a friendship, whole years you can't return to, you'll realize it was never one great betrayal you could point to. It was 1,000 tiny apologies, each one so small and so easy to give that you never noticed you were handing yourself away in installments. That's how a self gets spent, not all at once, a little at a time, politely, with a smile. The deepest damage, though, isn't out there in those relationships. It's underneath, in you. Somewhere along the way, you stopped trusting your own read. You feel the sting of something wrong, and then, within seconds, you talk yourself out of it. Maybe you're overreacting. Maybe you're being sensitive. Maybe you're the difficult one after all. And slowly you lose the single thing you needed most to protect yourself: your certainty about what actually happened to you. Once someone can make you doubt your own experience, they never have to win another argument again. You'll do the doubting for them. So let me tell you what it feels like to break it, honestly, so you're ready. The first time you don't apologize. The first time the sorry rises and you hold it behind your teeth. It will feel awful. Your chest will tighten. There will be a pull, almost physical, to fix it, to smooth it over, to say the word and make the discomfort go away. That urge is not your conscience. That is the old wiring firing, demanding you pay the toll like you always have. And if you can just stay still and let that wave rise and fall without acting on it, once, then twice, something quiet begins to change. The reflex learns it will no longer be obeyed, which brings us to the one thing, the single practice underneath all of this. The next time the apology rises, before you've even decided whether you did anything wrong, pause. One breath. And in that breath, ask yourself one question. What am I actually apologizing for? If there's a real fault there, own it cleanly, like an adult. That's integrity. But if the honest answer is, I'm apologizing for having a need, for taking up space, for being a person, then you don't say it. You let the silence sit there, and for once, you let it belong to them, because you were never broken. That's the lie underneath all of it, and I need you to hear it plainly. You were not born wrong. You were taught. Taught that your comfort came last, that your needs were a burden, that love was something you had to earn by slowly disappearing. And anything that was taught can be untaught. It takes time, and it takes practicing that one pause until it becomes as automatic as the apology used to be. But the day you stop apologizing for taking up space is the day you walk back into the room as yourself and stay there. If any of this named something you've carried for years, understand that this is only the first door. Everything we've talked about today, the reflex, the toll, the handle, learning to trust your own read again, is the exact work I go far deeper into in The Compliance Trap, the second volume of the manipulation-proof mind. It's the field guide for the person who always says yes and pays for it by morning. How compliance is engineered, step by step, and the precise defenses that make you genuinely hard to move. If you're ready to be untaught, the link is in the description and pinned at the top of the comments. Take that next step quietly, on your own terms, the way you're learning to do everything now. And if even one line here found you tonight, don't leave yet. Subscribe and let the next one find you too. This is Silent Wisdom.